you, Mr.
I
Javaloo?
don't. Here we go. Here's a PCH guy. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Javaloo.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm okay, Mr. Javaloo. Are you a scam baiter, Mr. Javaloo?
Am I
Can you just explain it to me?
a faker?
No.
Yeah, where are you now?
What do you mean? What am I now?
Where are you now? Are you home?
I'm at home, yeah.
You know who you're speaking with?
No, is this the doctor's office?
No, this is Mr. Daniel Williams.
Oh, Mr. Williams. How are you doing today?
Williamson.
Oh, Williamson, how are you doing today?
I'm okay, Mr. Javaloo. How are you?
I'm good. So what's going on?
You know, well, I was calling you. You said you were going back to the bank, Mr. Javaloo.
Yes, I went to the bank yesterday, and I had to transfer money from Wells Fargo into my credit union, and they said it would take 5 business days, but it might not up to 5 business days. So that's why I didn't call you. That's why I didn't call you back yesterday, because I didn't have the money in my credit union to get the cashier check.
That's strange, Mr. Javaloo.
That's strange.
Yes, it is.
Why is it strange?
Because normally a transfer to the account doesn't take 5 business days.
Yes, it does. Do you know how business accounts work?
Oh, I see. So how is your dog? He's still sniffing your butt crack?
Yes, he's a man clown, Fatty Boomba.
I see. Your nephew still come around?
Yeah, he's a real pain in the ass. He's a fatty boom boom.
Oh. He's a what?
He's a fatty boom boom. He's a rasta
He's
clot.
a fatty boom boom?
He's a fatty boom boom rasta clot.
Fatty boom boom rasta clock?
Yeah.
What that is?
Him a beggy man.
Beggy man.
Yeah, man. He a man clown.
Oh, I can hear you go into an accent there. What's that accent, Mr. Javaloo?
That's just how I talk.
So are you a scam baiter as well, Mr. Javaloo?
A scam baiter?
Right.
What is that?
You know what I'm talking about, Mr. Javaloo.
No, I don't think so. What does that mean?
Why? Because you're going around, Mr. Javaloo, like you think that I'm doing something wrong. You're telling me things that are not accurate.
Like what?
You know.
About the bank?
Right, Mr. Javaloo.
Well, of course it doesn't. It's never instant. It always takes time to wire transfer, especially around the holidays.
Why didn't you call me and let me know?
Because I figured you knew that.
All right, Mr. Javaloo. Well, you take care of yourself. Just call me when it's done then.
Okay, it might be Tuesday or so. Would that be all right? Because I'm going.
That would be okay.
I'm leaving town with my nephew. We're gonna go see his parents, and I'll probably be back late Tuesday. So I call you Tuesday night?
Okay. Oh, you're gonna leave town?
Yeah, I gotta leave town to go visit my nephews. We're going. He's driving me, and we're gonna see his parents. They live. They live in Lexington.
New Year?
They live in Lexington. Yeah, we're gonna spend the New Year's. We're gonna leave here in about a couple hours and get there, and then sit around and drink all weekend.
Oh, okay, Mr. Javaloo. No problem.
They have this neighbor. They have this neighbor guy there named Hinsdale, and he's always out on the porch with a big bottle of whiskey. So we all go over there and drink his whiskey.
Okay. Well, all right, Mr. Javaloo, you have a happy holidays, all
You
right?
too. So can I call you Tuesday when the transfer's done, Tuesday evening?
Yes. Yes, you can call me Mr. Javaloo.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, it's PCH time. Let's call him.
Yes, this is Mr. Williamson. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Mr. Williamson. This is Jim Javaloo.
Oh, hey, Mr. Javaloo. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful, Mr. Javaloo. Just been here waiting for your call.
Oh, fantastic. So I've got the cashier's check for $3,800, and they didn't know what a stamp of approval stamp or state of approval stamp was.
Right. For
They
the
didn't-
fees, right?
They've never heard of that before at the bank.
All right, well, but you explain it to them why you needed the check at the bank?
Well, I just said I needed a cashier check, and they were asking all kinds of questions like why and, what are you doing with this money? And it's like,
You just tell them, remember I told you from yesterday, Mr. Javaloo, that it's your friend. Don't explain your business to the bank because a lot of them are very inquisitive and they will talk about your business to other persons. Or you cannot trust them. What did they say?
they were kind of nosy. They're saying, "What do you need a cashier check for? Why can't you just use your credit card and we don't like to give out cashier checks anymore." And they just wouldn't really be
Because
cooperative.
the thing is that, sir, they don't want you to use the bank. They're the biggest fraud. They want to hold on to your money and use it for loans. So they make the interest, and when you use your credit card, you have to pay an interest, right?
Yeah, that's true. I never thought of that.
That's right. So they don't want to give you your money because it's not beneficial to them that way if they just give you a cashier's check because they won't be making any interest. The bank is a fraud, and you have to understand it, Mr. Jim. Did they give you the check?
No, I couldn't get it because they said that this sounds suspicious because they've never heard of a stamp of approval, a state of approval stamp.
Mr. Javaloo, you should have never explained your business to them because they don't know anything about sweepstake prizes, all right?
That's true, they don't. And like they're supposed to work for me.
That's right. They shouldn't even ask you what you want to do with your money. That's not professional.
And I said, this is my money. And they said, well, technically that they have to report any kind of cashier's check to the IRS over $1,000. And I was like, why?
That's what they say?
Yeah. And I said, why do you need to do that? And they said, to make sure you're not doing money laundering.
Sir, that's so stupid because your money has been in your account for so long. Why don't they have an issue in giving you a cashier's check for $3,500 out of your own money?
Because they're jerks, and I've been at that bank for 30 years, and the problem is they just sold it. It's a new bank. It's a new owners now. New company has it, and they think that they're all badass in there, and they don't recognize I've been a long-term customer.
Oh, I see. Well, I think you need to take your business elsewhere.
I might have to.
Sure.
If I'm going to try to go back now, I wanted to talk to you first and get more information on a state of approval stamp so I know what to say to them this time.
No, what you're going to do, sir, listen. When you go to the bank, all right, what's the name of the bank you went to?
It was my Wells Fargo bank.
And is that the only location you know?
But you know what? I'm getting to think now that that's you know what? I know why. Because they stopped doing that for people. I've got my other bank. I could go to that one.
Okay. You could go to the other one, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my local credit union and tell them that I've got that account too, and they're linked together, but I could get it wired that way to my cashier check.
That's right. You could just take the money from the Wells Fargo, put it in your credit union, and get the money from there.
That's what I'm going to do.
Mr. Javaloo, listen, sir.
Yeah.
When you go to the bank, don't explain your business to them that you have won this money for your safety. Let me explain something to you that I've experienced in 2014, Mr. Javaloo.
Yes.
There was this lady in California. She was our first place winner in August of 2014 for $15.8 million.
Oh my gosh.
And she went to the bank and explained her business to one of the tellers there, and the tellers had someone at her home waiting on her when she get back to rob her.
Oh,
and
that's
it cost
horrible.
her life.
That's horrible.
It cost her life, sir.
What was her
She
name?
died.
What was her name? Is it in the news?
I think her name was Nancy Costa.
Oh my gosh. That's horrible.
Yeah, and that was because in these situations, sir, when they did the investigation, it led right back to the lady, the bank teller at the bank, that she was the one who set it up for them to rob her of her winning.
Well, that's
And it was so sad. So those persons, sorry, Mr. Javaloo, I'm having a bad cold today.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
So those persons at the bank, you cannot trust them. When you go to the bank, if they ask you, why do you want this check? Just tell them, Mr. James is your friend, and I'm just giving him this money to help him with some personal issues that he has. Okay?
Yeah, and
That's all.
My nephew also came home, and he was wondering why I was laying down so early. And I said, I'm just tired. And he knows me real well, and he saw the look on my face, and he's asking me what was wrong. And I said, nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. And I started laughing, and he started pressing me with questions like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why'd you go to the bank? And I said, how'd you know I went to the bank? And he said that he drove by and he saw my car at the bank.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So why is he watching you?
Because he's nosy. He's always trying to get in my business.
Oh, you have to keep him out. You have to be precautious of him, because he could be all about your money and want to hurt you for it as well.
Yeah, if he found out I won this, he would probably be coming home and saying that it's his money and they meant to call him and not me and that kind of crap.
That's right. Mr. Javaloo, you have to be very, very vigilant and look out of your eye at all time when that guy come around. You cannot tell him nothing.
He's a real problem. I wish he'd move. I wish he'd move away or something, because he's just always up my ass.
Right. He's like your dog, always sniffing you out.
He's always up sniffing around like the dog, and I wonder if he's got the dog trained to do that.
Right, that's all right. I was wondering if he was the one who probably teach the dog to do that.
The dog is so rude. Oh my gosh, I take him on a walk, and this guy walked by this morning, and the dog ran right up to him and shoved his nose right in the guy's crotch. And the guy,
oh my!
Yeah, and it's like, my gosh, why are you so rude? Well, with this money, I can get him trained to behave better.
Yes, he probably would have someone to have him trained.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. So, here's what you do, Mr. Javaloo.
Okay.
Today, the time is now 1:17 your time, right?
Right.
Would you be able to make it back to the bank today?
Yes, I'm gonna go soon and deal with the credit union.
And remember, when you go there, just tell them you want the cashier's check for the $3,800.
Right.
If they ask you who are you, tell them Mr. James Gunter is a friend of you for a while, and you're just helping him out with some personal stuff. All right?
Yes, and also, what can you tell me more about the state of approval stamp so that I can answer them when they start pestering me about it?
No, if you don't tell them about it, Mr. Javaloo, they won't ask you any questions about it.
I'm not supposed to ask for the state of approval stamp?
No.
Oh. Well, that's the problem right there.
Mr. Javaloo, you're getting the money to pay for the stamp. The only thing you do is to just go to the bank and say, listen, I want the cashier check for $3,800 in this name, James Gunter. And if they say, who is Mr. James? He said, he's my family. He's a friend of my family for a long time.
Gotcha. That makes more sense. Because they were looking at me like I was crazy asking for a state of approval stamp, and that's probably why they turned me down.
That's right. No, you just need to say, listen, I need the cashier's check. That's what you want. Not you're paying. All right. When you receive the check in your possession, you're going to send the check in the mail to the office for the State Department to take care of the state of approval stamp.
Oh, so I sent it in the mail? What do I send it to?
All right. When you get you're gonna get the check in James Gunter, right?
James Gunter, right.
When you get the check in your home, Mr. Javaloo, you call me so I can give you the address.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll give you the address there, and you could just mail it out.
All right. Well,
and you don't tell anyone about the state of approval stamp when you go to the bank.
All right. They looking at me like I was crazy for a state of approval stamp.
All right. So you just transfer the money from your Wells Fargo to the credit union, because the Wells Fargo bank, they use your money for loans and make profit on your money, and then they don't want to give it to you when you ask for it.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we'll use the credit union. You take your time, Mr. Javaloo. You call me when you get the check. Just go to the bank, say, listen, I need the cashier's check from my checking account for $3,800. All right?
Yeah.
$3,800.
If they, can I call you from the bank if they start asking me questions and you can talk to them?
Mr. Javaloo, you need to man up. If they should not ask you any questions. It's your money. If they ask you any questions, just say, I don't want to answer you. It's my money. I'm doing what I want to do with it. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Right. I got to stand up for myself.
That's right, Mr. Javaloo. If they ask you any questions, if they ask you who is Mr. James, you said, listen, he's a friend of the family.
Okay? All right. I'm just going to tell them this is my business and not yours, and this is my money.
That's right. So you get it done and call me when you have the check in your possession, okay?
Okay, I'll call you back.
Okay, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hello? Hello?
Mr. Javaloo?
Yes?
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Who's this? Is this the guy from the vitamin store?
I'm Daniel Williamson. I'm from the Publishers Clearinghouse.
Oh, Daniel Williamson. Where have you been?
You tell me, Mr. Javaloo.
I said I'd call you today.
Right. I did try to call you this morning, but I didn't get a hold of you.
I answered the phone, but I didn't hear anything, so I hung up.
Oh. Okay, now, Mr. Javaloo, you know my purpose for calling you?
No. Tell me again.
All right, well, I won't be going over it again, Mr. Javaloo, because obviously you think this is a joke.
Going over what?
You're playing.
Going over
You're
what?
playing, Mr. Javaloo. Be honest. You're a scam baiter. You call me and you tell me all these stuff. You had this and you were supposed to get the check. You think this is a scam. So you're playing me around.
I don't know what you mean, playing you around. What is it?
Mr. Javaloo, you know exactly what I mean. And you're just playing yourself. Because by the end of the day, you said you went to the bank to get the cashier's check. So why don't you remember why I called you all of a sudden? You don't know my purpose for calling you.
I don't remember. I'm old man. I forget sometimes. I have short-term...
Mr. Javaloo, you don't forget nothing, sir. Stop playing, all right?
What do you mean?
Be honest.
What do you mean?
Mr. Javaloo, I called you. Well, matter of fact, when I check the system, I see you have won $3.5 million.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yes. Now I remember.
Oh, my God. Yes. Because you
Oh.
don't win.
Yes,
Javaloo,
I have the check. What?
you have the check?
What were you going to say?
I was asking you, did you have the check?
Yeah, you said to get a check. Hold on. Let me get it. I've got to find it here. I've got it the other day. They called me Saturday morning. Oh, let me look through my papers here. They called me Saturday to come get it. They said that it has been cleared with the management.
They call you. Who called you Saturday? Saturday was a holiday.
The bank called me. My friend works at the bank.
Oh, what did he say?
He said that the check would be cleared and I can pick it up on Monday.
The check would be cleared and you can pick it up by Monday.
Yeah, and I picked it up this morning. That's why when you called, I wasn't sure.
Okay. Well, you don't you remember, Mr. Javaloo, what I asked you to do?
You told me to get a cashier's check for $350.
Not 300. It was 3,800, sir.
Oh my gosh, I have it for $350. And it's for James Gunter. And I asked them to do the state of approval stamp for it, and they didn't know what that was.
Mr. Javaloo, now you're sir, don't keep repeating yourself. Mr. Javaloo, listen to me. I'm more than you and your stupid games you're playing.
Hey.
All right?
I'm sorry. My dog was barking. I couldn't hear you.
Mr. Javaloo, I told you it was $3,800, and when you don't have, you're smart. You don't need to go to the bank to tell them anything about a state of approval stamp. You don't need to do that because the bank doesn't have anything to do with the state of approval stamp. It's the federal government.
Well, you told me I needed to have them stamp it of approval.
No, I said you are gonna get a cashier's check for $3,800 to pay the federal government for a stamp of approval. The stamp will be issued by the government, not the bank. So you are the one that is being, I don't want to disrespect you, Mr. Javaloo, but somehow I don't think you're on the open up.
Well, I haven't been feeling myself because my medication ran out, and I get more forgetful of my ginkgo. That's why I'm waiting for the vitamin guy to call. He couldn't get my ginkgo biloba, and that helps my short-term memory problems. But I have in my paper here, I wrote down when we talked the other day, $350 to James Gunther, and make sure I put it in bold letters, state of approval stamp, and they didn't know what I was.
No, No, throw that information away. That's not it. That's not it.
Well, what am I supposed to do with this check for $350?
Mr. Javaloo, just stop speaking and let me speak, please. Will you?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I clearly said to you, Mr. Javaloo, you're going to go to your Wells Fargo bank. That's the bank you said you bank with, and the credit union, right?
Right.
And you are going to get a cashier's check for $3,800. That's $3,800 in James Gunter's name. And that check is to pay for a state of approval stamp that would be issued by the federal government to be placed on your check. So you don't need to go to the bank to mention anything about any state of approval stamp. You just need to go there and get a cashier's check from the bank.
But I have it. I have it. I don't understand what you don't are misunderstanding. I have the check for James Gunther. It's for $350, and the state of approval stamp is not on it though. So I don't know where to get that. Do I have to go to the post office for that?
Listen, what are you, Mr. Javaloo? Where are you from?
I'm from Kentucky.
Okay, behave like you're from Kentucky, sir. The state of approval stamp doesn't go on your check that you're gonna send. It's going on the check you're gonna receive from our company, the Publishers Clearinghouse.
But why did you tell me to get the approval stamp then?
Sir, I did not tell you to get an approval stamp. I told you to get a cashier's check for $3,800.
Well, I'm sorry I misunderstood the amount, but you specifically told me to make sure it had a state of approval stamp on it. And I asked the bank, and they said that maybe I have to go to the post office for that, because, you didn't make it clear. You didn't make it clear.
Now I'm going to make it clear for you, Mr. Javaloo. You are not going to mention anything about any state of approval stamp. Because you're not going to place, there is not the state of approval stamp. Now, remember, Mr.
Wait a minute. Is it the claim number? Is that what I needed stamped on there? The 299-8481-CD64?
Sir, listen to me. Why you keep speaking? Just listen. Okay? Now, you have won yourself $3.5 million from the Publishers Clearinghouse. We are going to send you a certified cashier's check that was...
Oh, you're going to send me the check. Oh, I thought I had to get the check, but... I thought I had to get the check.
Just listen, sir. What the fuck you cannot listen? And you know you're not on the up and up. I'm just fucking around with you also, just the way you're fucking around with me.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you getting so upset? I don't understand. I'm just confused. I told you my medication.
So why don't, if you're confused, you should listen, Mr. Javaloo.
Okay, please tell me again. I'll get my pen out and I'll write it down, but don't yell, please.
Okay, I won't yell. I wasn't yelling, Mr. Javaloo.
I'm sorry.
I just speak very loudly. I have a very huge voice box.
I just thought that I had to get the state of approval stamp, and now I know it's for the claim number. That makes more sense now, but then...
Mr. Javaloo, listen, sir, because what you're still saying is nonsense.
Oh.
Let me speak to you.
Go ahead.
And you understand. Now, the state of approval stamp, it's at the U.S. Treasury office that it would be issued from.
I don't have one of those near me. I can't go get the state of approval stamp there.
You're not. The state of approval stamp goes on your cashier's check for $3.5 million.
But you said it was $350.
Sir, just listen to me.
Okay.
The $3.5 million, that's what you have won from the Publishers Clearinghouse. Understand? And when
You
we
said it-
prepare the check for listen, when we prepare the check for you, Mr. Javaloo, we are gonna send the check to the state office, so they place the stamp on the check that you're winning, on the check with your winnings, to approve the money to be paid out in Kentucky.
But I'm the one that approves all my payments out of my account. So why don't I have that here?
Sir, listen to me. The only thing you need to do,
Because all I have to do
just
is, if they had a state of approval stamp, I could get it. But I guess I have to go to the post
Sir,
office.
You are not going to be the one that gets the stamp. We are going to get the stamp for you. What is it that you don't understand?
I'm just confused about what you told me last time, and now you're telling me something different.
You are the one that is fucking around. Listen to me. I know what I'm doing. And to me, I think you're just taking me for a ride.
I'm not going anywhere today. I'm not going anywhere today. It's rain. It snowed all night. I'm not going anywhere.
Mr. Javaloo?
Yes. Yes.
You know Elmer?
Who?
Are you pulling an Elmer on me like a Dodo?
Who's Elmer Dodo? What?
Huh?
I don't know. I mean, I wrote it for James Gunther. The check is for James Gunther. It's $350, but it's just
How much it is?
$350. You told me. I realize now. It says, oh, that's what I put 350.00 instead of 3800. I put a decimal point. Oh my gosh, I screwed this up. Oh my gosh. I don't know.
All right. No.
I'm feeling like my intestines are gonna start unloading because I realize I've screwed this up.
No, we'll wait. Mr. Jim Javaloo, you wait.
Wait for what?
Wait until the weather gets better. You go to the bank and get another cashier's check.
So I can. It's not too late.
Huh?
It's not too late. I don't want to lose this money earnings.
But the problem is, you said the weather is pretty bad there. Because I understand we had a lot of snow here as well.
Yeah, well, weather's bad. I can't go out. Maybe if it melts by the afternoon. But I'm afraid I've lost the cash for life prize.
No, you're not going to win your cash for life. You're not going to lose it. It's obligated to be paid out to you.
Oh, thank goodness. That makes me feel better.
Yes, you have legally won this money.
Okay. So should I get another check for $300?
$3,800.
But what do I do with this check I've got for $350? That doesn't have a stamp on it, though.
No, you're gonna keep it as well. Keep it, cause I will have you send both of them. All right?
Okay, so do I have to pay extra then? Cause 300 and 800 is 3 plus 350 is more than you initially said.
That's right. But what we would do is have him cash the check, and once the check is cashed, it would take care of all the fees, and we would use the $350 for your shipping and handling and your processing fee.
Okay, but that one. So if the 350 doesn't have the state of approval stamp, I'm okay. But the next one has to have it, right?
Mr. Javaloo, here you go again with the nonsense.
What do you mean?
None of the checks you're gonna get needs to have the state of approval stamp on it.
But why is that? How is that? How am I going to get my money then? You told me it has to have a state of approval stamp on it to get my my winnings.
But Mr. Jim, I just told you that the check we prepared for you for your $3.5 million, that's the check the state of approval stamp is going on. So the $3,800 is paying for the state of approval stamp from the state. So the stamp goes on the $3.5 million check. It doesn't go on the check you're going to send out.
Oh, this is all. This is.
Mr. Javaloo,
I don't know what to do.
you're not a baloney. You're just overthinking the situation, sir.
I have always tended to overthink and overreact to things, and I just make sure I just have to go. Maybe I can get it from. Maybe I can get the approval stamp from Wells Fargo instead of the credit union.
Sir, you keep saying approval. Mr. Javaloo, have a good day. You are a problem. You think
I'm
you
sorry.
Can waste my time?
I'm not trying to waste your time. What do you mean?
You're a fucking scam baiter. You are a scam baiter. I know you guys with all your fucking nonsense, Mr. Javaloo. Fuck you, Mr. Javaloo.
I don't understand why
call
you're
my
getting
phone.
so abusive with me. I'm trying to get my money earnings, and you're yelling at me again. You said you wouldn't yell at me again.
Mr. Javaloo, because you're stupid. That's why I'm yelling at you.
Oh, please don't yell at me. I don't want to go back.
All right, Mr. Javaloo, why do you keep saying you're going to get the state of approval stamp when I clearly said to you, you're not? You don't have anything to get the state. The state of approval stamp will be issued by the state of Kentucky, and we are the one that's the Publishers Clearinghouse. We will send the check to the state of approval to the U.S. Treasury
I don't
office.
want you to send it to the state of Kentucky. I don't. They're going to take a huge amount of money. We have state income tax here.
No, the taxes will be taken out when you receive the check and deposit inside your account. Why am I sounding like I'm recorded, Mr. Javaloo?
Oh, I don't think you are. Why do you think you're sounding bad? I don't think you sound bad.
Mr. Javaloo, come on. You know what you're doing. I have all the time in the day today.
What do you mean? So
I just need you to confess.
let's just
That's
go
what I
through.
need you to do.
Okay, I screwed up. I understand. I screwed up the $350 for $3,800. I screwed it up. I have a
Okay.
check for
Now,
James
let's
Gunter
get
for
to what you're gonna
$3,500.
do.
Okay, I'm going to go to the bank when I can get out, and I'm going to get a check for. Oh, I've got $350. So what is $3,800 minus $350? Let me write it down. Hold on. I can't do that math quickly. 3,500. Wait. 3,800 minus 350. So 3,450. Right?
Oh, right. 34.50, right.
Okay, so I get a cashier check for $3,450 to James Gunther,
Right.
the
But
federal agent,
that's-
and you said there's no state of approval stamp needed. I don't need to do that, so I don't need.
No, you don't need to do that. That will be done by us, not you.
Okay, so I don't have to even mention that to them then, because they're gonna ask me
Correct.
again. They
Correct.
I spent a half an hour arguing with the teller at the bank about the state of approval check or state of approval stamp.
Sir,
And they-
okay, now you Mr. Javaloo, now you understand that you don't go to the bank saying anything about that.
Right,
You don't need to say that. Just go. You're getting a normal cashier's check.
right, but
Like any regular person.
I'm just saying I was in there arguing with them for a half an hour, and they probably think I'm crazy. So they're probably
Well,
going to say, you can't get a state of approval stamp.
All right, now listen, Mr. Javaloo. Now you have an understanding. Let's forget what you did. All right.
Okay.
So you're
So-
gonna get the check for $3,450.
Right. Very good. $3,450, and it's going to be out to Mr. James Gunther. Now, do I have to write? Do I have to write my claim number on the memo section?
No one. You don't need to write your claim number on nothing.
Because they said that I needed my claim number to even verify that the taxes were going to be paid.
Mr. Javaloo, why don't you just shut up and listen, sir?
I'm sorry.
Shut up and let me speak. That's what you need to do. The claim number, you don't need to write it on anything. You just need to have it in your possession until the delivery team gets to your home. When the delivery team gets to your home with the cashier's check for the $3.5 million and your Mercedes, you're going to provide them with the claim number along with your identification.
No, but I just don't want to get you upset. But the bank teller said that if it's a winnings of money not due to labor, I have to have a claim number. So I gave them the claim number, and they said that they were going to research it. I'm afraid they're not going to take it now.
Sir, well, that's your fault, all right? I think I'm just going to decline your win.
No, you said it was. You said it was for me.
Waste, all right?
You said it was for me. Can I just say? Can I go with my phone to the bank and have you talk to them to tell them that I screwed it up or that you screwed it up and I don't need a claim number?
Mr. Javaloo, you don't need to. Mr. Javaloo, listen. That's not. You cannot. Listen, Mr. Javaloo, come on. That's nonsense. Okay, what you're doing and saying is totally nonsense. It's simple. It's a fucking simple procedure, Mr. Javaloo. It's very simple. Go to your... All right, you said you went to the Wells Fargo first and they did not give you the check, right?
Yes, and then I transferred the money from Wells Fargo to the credit union, and I went into the credit union. and they're the ones that I argued about the state of approval stamp with. But if I go back...
Mr. Javaloo, listen, when you called me today and told me you had the issue with the bank, I clearly stated to you that you're not going to go to the bank and say anything about any state of approval stamp.
Well,
you're just going to go
I understand now. I understand.
You had the issue with the bank. I clearly stated to you that you're not going to go to the bank and say anything about any state of approval stamp.
Well,
you're just going to go
I understand now. I understand
Mr. Javaloo,
now.
will you just shut the fuck up, sir, and let me...
I'm sorry.
You're not going to go to the bank to get any cash, to say to them, listen, I need a state of approval stamp on this check. No. Mr. Javaloo, it's simple. You go to the bank, you just get a cashier's check in James Gunter name and come back home. That's all you need to do. What is it that you don't understand?
I just told you that's what I was gonna do. But I'm telling you that.
But why do you keep saying this and that about approval stamp at banks? You don't need to mention nothing.
I'm saying that those are the people I told about that, and they were arguing with me. But I could go to the Wells Fargo, where I didn't ask about that, and I didn't ask about if I have to have the claim number on the check. But I think I should, just to have a record that this check is for that claim number. Don't you think that'd be smart?
No. Sir, the person you're sending it to is a state official. I notify them that the check is on the way. They will know what it's for. The check is in your name. There are records to show that you're the winner. So you don't need to write anything on the check.
But how do you know it's going to be from me?
Listen, sir, the check is in your name. It's coming from your account.
But it's not. It's a cashier check from the bank. That doesn't have my name on it, does it?
But Mr. Javaloo, the check is drawn from your account. It's a cashier check, but the money comes from your account.
But they told me that
my name is not on the check unless I asked them to put it on there, and I didn't know if I needed my name on there or the claim number or
You
whatever.
don't need to put your name on it, Mr. Javaloo, because once you send it to James Gunter, you are the only person he's expecting a payment from. And I will explain to him that the money comes from you.
But how will he know that the money's from me if I don't have to?
I have to.
I'm just asking because it's a
Again, here he is.
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Javaloo, I put you on hold.
Oh, well, it hung up.
You hung up?
No, it hung up.
Oh, I was getting a lot of calls from the Mr. James Gunter.
Oh,
He's asking, yes, he's asking, when are you going to do it? I told him I don't think you're going to do it because you're having issues. So we just have to wait.
What do you mean I'm not going to do it? I already had the check for $350.
Mr. Javaloo, the phone you're using now, is it a cell phone?
It's a cell phone, of course.
I didn't hear you.
It's a cell phone.
It's a cell phone. Is it like the one with a camera?
No, I don't have one of those camera fancy ass things.
You don't use camera, okay.
No, I don't know how to do all that.
All right, what you do, Mr. Javaloo, all right? I understand you said the weather is pretty bad now, right?
Yes, but you said I wasn't going to get my reward now, or my award. Call him back.
Mr. Javaloo, as I said to you, your reward is obligated to be paid out to you.
Yes, but you told Mr. Gunther that I'm not going to do it. Now he's going to try to give it to someone else.
No, but when I told him, I said I don't think. I said I don't think you're gonna do it because of your behavior and your knowledge that you bring forth.
You're not making sense. I don't understand what you're saying.
Mr. Javaloo, I said the way how you're speaking, you sound suspicious. And you sound...
It's because of my medication. I told you this, my medication. I don't have my medication because I couldn't get to the pharmacy.
All right, so would you be... All right, here's what. Before you do anything, get your medications first, okay?
Okay.
And then you call me when you get your medications, all right?
So what do I need to do?
Just get your medications now. That's all. That's your first priority. Your first priority is your health, okay?
What?
So you get your meds, and when you have your meds, you call me.
But what about the check?
After you get your meds, you can get the check, Mr. Javaloo.
Well, I can get both at the same time. I'm not an invalid.
So you can get it at the same time.
Well, I mean the same day.
All right. No, would you... Now, what I want to ask you, Mr. Javaloo, is it possible for you to get it done today or tomorrow?
Let me look outside, okay? Hold on.
I'm holding.
Holy crap. All that was lighting up a little bit. Now come over here.
You have a cold, Mr. Javaloo?
I'm sorry, what?
You have flu? Like, I hear you coughing a lot.
No, I just have this voice problems.
Voice problem.
Okay.
And why would you have voice problems, Mr. Javaloo?
Because I smoked Camel cigarettes my whole life without the filters.
You smoke the cigarette.
You know the Camel cigarettes, the ones without the filters.
Right. And you still smoke it?
Yeah, unfortunately. I don't like those wussy cigarettes with the filters on them.
But Mr. Javaloo, you're in age now. You're getting an age where you have to think about your health, sir.
That's true. My doctor's always on my ass about it.
You need to stop. You need to quit it. Like, if you want to live longer so you can enjoy your money, Mr. Javaloo, you have
That's
to quit
true.
that.
That's true. I should. You're right. But it looks.
You're a guy.
What?
You said you don't spend money, so you don't want to leave all that money for your stupid nephew.
I know. That's right. This son of a bitch. I don't want him getting any of it.
Mm-hmm. So you need to take care of yourself, Mr. Javaloo.
All right. So I think that the roads are clearing up a little bit, so I should be able to get out to the pharmacy and then the bank.
All right, no problem.
But
so when you go to the bank, Mr. Javaloo,
right?
What are you gonna do? Just explain to me what you're gonna
Which bank should I go to?
Go to the Wells Fargo.
Okay, I'll go to the Wells Fargo because I didn't ask about the state of approval stamp or the claim number there. Okay, so I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna ask for the difference from 3,800 and the 350 I've got, and I write it out to James Gunther with my name and my claim number on it.
You keep saying claim number, sir. Why do you keep saying that?
Because I just want to make sure he knows it's from me.
Mr. Javaloo, he will know it's from you. You just put your name on it. Don't put any claim number on it.
Okay, are you sure he'll know it's from me?
He will know, sir. I've been doing this for so many years. I know what I'm doing, Mr. Javaloo.
Okay. I'm just concerned.
Why are you questioning what I'm asking you to do? He will know exactly that it's from you.
Okay. So I have to sign it too then, right?
The check?
Yeah.
I think the bank, I think you'd have to sign it. I'm not sure, because sometimes some of the cashier's check issued, the bank manager will sign it. So I don't think you would have to sign it.
But how will he know it's from me then? That's what I don't understand.
Mr. Javaloo, because he will get the check is issued in his name from your account. Remember, the money...
But my account number's not written on it. My account number's not written on it because it's a bank check.
It will be written on it.
No, it won't. No, it won't.
But, sir, we will know.
You don't. Listen, how are you going to know? Tell me. How are you going to know?
Mr. Javaloo, listen.
How are you going to know?
You're getting me irritated now. Like, seriously. Why don't you just listen, sir, and stop saying he will know the check is from you?
How will he know? Is he some kind of mind reader? I mean, if my name's not on it, my account number's not on it, my claim number's not on it, how is he going to know it's from me?
Mr. Javaloo, it's a cashier's check. You were the one who went to the bank to get it.
Yes, but it's from the bank. A cashier's check is from the bank. It's not from my account. It's on the bank's account. It's on the bank's account.
When you send
it's on the bank's account.
Mr. Javaloo, why don't you shut the fuck up and listen, sir? When you receive the check, you're going to send it in your name at the post office from your address.
How does that even work? The post office doesn't know my address.
All right. The check you have there now for the $250, what is on it?
It says it's to Mr. James Gunther, and I have the claim number on it and my name.
The claim number and your name. Where did you put your name on it?
It's at the bottom left at the memo section. I told them to type it in. I gave them the paper I wrote it on.
Oh, so you put, all right, here's what. Put your name on the memo then. No problem.
So why was this such a problem before?
Because
You don't-
Mr. Javaloo, it doesn't have to be done like that.
But how will he know it's my check?
All right.
How will he know?
I understand you now. Put your name on the memo. Simple. And it's done.
Should I put the claim number too to be sure?
No, just your name. Jim Javaloo. That's what you need.
Okay. All right. So that's all I need. But I'm going to be really upset if I'm supposed to have the state of approval stamp on it and it's not on there, and then you say I was supposed to have it on there.
Mr. Javaloo, why do you go back to that argument? We don't need to go back there.
I'm just saying, you initially said I had to have that.
No, Mr. Javaloo, no! I explained to you, and it seems like you're still not understanding.
The reason I'm not understanding.
Elmer do a much better job than you.
I'm not understanding because you initially said on our first call to get the check for James Gunther with the state of approval stamp on it.
Mr. Javaloo, the money is to pay for the state of approval stamp from the state. I told you clear. I have been clear as day that you don't have nothing to do with the state of approval stamp. You don't have nothing to do with it.
What do you mean I have nothing to do with it? It's for my check.
Mr. Javaloo, sir. Mr. Javaloo, just go to the bank and get the cashier's check. Call me when you have it. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Javaloo.
Okay. So if I can get it today, I've got a doctor's appointment at 4 o'clock for my eyes. So I probably will have my eyes dilated. You know what that is, where they make them big and you can't see right for several hours. So I'm just going to come home and go to sleep. Is there any way I can call you tomorrow afternoon or evening?
Yes, Mr. Javaloo, of course. Your
Okay.
health comes first.
Okay.
Call me tomorrow.
Okay, I'll call you
Bye-bye.
tomorrow evening. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, this guy gets so pissed. Oh my gosh.